Greetings, United Real Estate. This is Brenda Thompson coming to you today, this beautiful day in May of 2015, coming to you with the Fast 5 training. Today's topic is on Paperless Pipeline and adding a transaction. I'm actually coming to you today from our beautiful office in Asheville, North Carolina. Wanted to go over the adding a transaction. So here you can see this is what your dashboard would look like. And so to add a transaction, you see there are multiple buttons for adding transaction. Here up at the upper right, here sort of in the middle of the screen, and here along the left. Each of those buttons take you to the exact same location, so it's really just pick whichever button you would prefer for add a transaction. You'll see as we scroll through some of these things that as I scroll over some of the fields, little examples and information pop up to give you clues about what we're looking for in these fields. The transaction name is always going to be the property address. So type in the property address. Be sure to enter the city. In many of our markets, there could be multiple 101 main streets in multiple different cities if you start looking at the suburbs as well. So be sure to enter the city name as well. Then you'll enter the MLS number. If you're working with a builder and it's not an MLS, you can simply type the words in, not in MLS. Status. When you choose the status for what type of a contract this is or what type of a transaction this is, a checklist will automatically be added to your transaction. So it is important for you to choose the correct status. For today's example, we're going to choose buyer contract. Enter your closing date next. This next section for more information is where you could tell us a little bit more about this transaction. If there's something specific we need to know about your clients, about the property, about the actual transaction itself, just let us know that here. It's not a requirement that you enter anything at all into this field, so it could be left blank. Automatic expiration date would not be applicable for a buyer transaction. You see when I scroll over this, it actually says that it's only available for transactions with a listing status. Acceptance date. We don't use this field in our office, but you could, and what would be entered here is the execution date of the contract. Buyer name. Here you should enter the buyer's names. And then enter the seller's names on the next field. Enter the list price of the property. And these are dollar amounts only. You do not need to enter the dot or cents. The sale price is the price that you have the property under contract for. Currently in our market, things are selling right at or possibly even just above the list price. Total commission. If you had the listing, this is where you would enter the total amount of commission that is to be charged to our seller. In this case, we only have the buyer. We're representing one side of this transaction. So you would enter the calculation of the commission paid on your side. In the next field is commission summary. This is where you might tell us if you're doing anything special, if you're paying for the home warranty on behalf of your client, if you're doing a reduction or a rebate, maybe even tell us why. So if you are giving a reduction because this is your sister, maybe just enter buyer is sister 1% rebate or whatever it is that you're going to do. Just let us know here. The next field here is where we can assign agents to this transaction. So here I'll put my own name in. You see I search for Brenda. There we go. In this example, Brenda Thompson is the selling agent. Now this would be also where if you are on a team or you have someone backing you up for this transaction, or maybe you're simply going on vacation and you need someone else to be able to access your files while you are gone, you could add an agent to this. So I could add Karen to this. You see over here, it lists both Brenda and Karen as the selling agents, as representing the buyers. If there are agents on the other side, even if that is a builder, you will check this box and then you will enter their information here. Please do enter both the agent's name and the company that they represent, and then enter their email address, and that is the outside listing agent. You see there's a place for outside selling agent or outside listing agent. In this case, we are the selling agent, so we're looking for the outside listing agent there. And then you click Add Transaction. Oh, and one quick thing, you must enter yourself as an agent as well. And in this case, this example that I'm using sample agent as the agent that we're working with. So I had to add sample agent as one of the agents as well. So here, this is the information I just entered, all of the details here that I entered. This right here, you can copy, paste. This is the email address specific to this transaction. Each transaction in Paperless Pipeline is automatically assigned a specific email address. So you could use this to copy email communication on. You could forward emails into this email address. This little button here would allow you to download the V card to your own contact database that you use. So you could save this as maybe John and Sally Korn paperless transaction, and maybe, you know, give it just a little bit different name so that you would always remember that this is for the file. You see over here that the buyer checklist was automatically added. So then I have an idea of what things are going to be looked for as part of this buyer transaction. Now, some of these things you'll see are not applicable to every deal. As the documents that you upload are reviewed, they will be checked off. Only the staff members can check these items off so that we can ensure that the document is fully there. But you will see also that if there is something here that is not applicable to this deal, we can remove that item from your checklist. Here I could start to upload documents, and this is the button right here. The good thing about using the upload docs from here is that it puts them directly into your Paperless Pipeline file folder for this property. You could add a contact if there's someone on this transaction that you'll be emailing quite frequently, maybe the lender or the title company. You could add that here. You can add notes here. You would title the subject line of the email that you're sending, the note. You could send it to external recipients with their email addresses, or the people that are part of this transaction and or the people in your office. And then you would, type all of that in and then click Add Note. Great thing about Paperless Pipeline is that it automatically date and time stamps everything you do. So everything here as you work with your transaction, work toward closing, will be stored here. We're not limited on space within Paperless Pipeline, so you can upload as much of everything you need for documentation purposes, and it's all right here. So that's how we add a transaction in Paperless Pipeline. I hope that this Fast 5 training with Brenda has been helpful to you today, and I look forward to seeing your contract soon. Thank you.